In this lecture, we will talk about casting. As you know now, you got to do a new Java class and respecting the naming convention with a capitalized C, and make sure you made your main method. There are two ways to do casting, but first let me explain you what is casting. As you remember, I told you our variables are like small boxes, and you have to understand we can change the type of our variables. So from byte, I can change my type of a variable to short, to char, to int, to long, to float, and finally double. As you noticed, we are starting from the smaller type to the largest type, all right? So like in real life, is it possible, do you think it's possible to put a small box into a larger one? The answer is yes. So this first way to do it is what we will call widening casting. It is automatically done by the JDK. It's the fact of converting a smaller type to a larger type size. So as I told you, from byte to short to char, int, long, float, double, it will be done automatically. So by the way, we will call this an implicit typecasting because we are not going to write any expression saying we want to cast a variable. So let's make an example. I'm declaring a variable of type byte, I'm calling it a, and I'm putting inside 12. I'm making an output to make sure what's inside it, byte value, plus a, concatenation, nothing new. And at this point, I'm doing an implicit typecasting. So I'm declaring a variable of type short. I'm calling it b, but as you remember, when I'm going to do the initialization, I have to provide an expression that is, in this case, a short. But I don't have a short in my hand. I have a byte in my hand. My variable a is a byte. So, as I'm writing it this way, the compiler will automatically promote my variable of type byte a into a larger type, short in this case. So I will respect the initialization rules. I will provide a short to initialize a variable of type short. Okay, one more time. I'm declaring a variable of type short. I'm calling it b, and I'm initializing it with a, but at this point a is not a short, it is a byte. So the JDK is automatically promoting it into a byte because it is a larger box, we would say, to initialize it. Okay? So I'm doing it from a byte to a short, from a short to an int, from an int to a long, and I'm doing it also from a long to a float, from a float to a double, sorry, etc. Okay? So I have no compilation error, of course, and we will keep going this explanation with one more example of automatic casting. I'm declaring a variable of type int. I'm calling it an int. I'm putting the value 5 inside it. So at this point, nothing complicated. I'm declaring another variable of type double. I'm calling it a double, and I'm initializing it with a variable of type int, but as you know, double got a dot, and int ain't got dot, so the JDK will automatically promote my variable of type int into a double, and it will work and will initialize my variable of type double with a double. So let's run this Java class, to make sure I'm making the outputs I'm expecting. So here you can see I'm having an output of 5 because my variable called an int is still an int. The fact of using it to initialize another variable of type double doesn't change the value of my variable, okay? So when I'm making an output with it, it didn't change the type of an int, okay? Promoting it as a casting, automatic casting, doesn't mean I'm changing my variable here. It is a temporary casting, I would say, okay? And I'm doing an output with a double, which is indeed a double with a dot, 5.0. Okay, so now we are going to see in the next lecture how we can do narrowing casting. I'll catch you in the next lecture.